do that work day in, day out, every day, grind at it. And hey there, Coach Devin here. So something people to ask me a lot about is motivation. I hear a lot of people say, Devin, I really want to be motivated. You're motivated. How do you stay motivated? I get that question a lot about how I stay motivated to exercise. I've been exercising for a long time. I'm 47 years old, and I started working out when I was 14. And the only break I have had in exercise in that amount of time is when I had a staph infection last year and I couldn't work out. I wasn't allowed to. And even then, I walked stairs every day. That's what I would do because yeah. Anyway, so people often will ask me about motivation, and they're like, Devin, how do you get motivated? How do you stay motivated? And I'll be honest with you, I've read a ton of stuff on this. I've read a lot of articles. I've read several books on motivation. And something I personally have noticed about motivation when it comes to fitness, and really about everything else in your life, is this. You can spend a ton of time, getting motivated. I'll tell you, there's nothing wrong with motivation. It's a good thing. I mean, you can watch YouTube videos about motivation and motivational speakers and all those things. There's a million things out there. I'm not about to be a motivational speaker for you today, but I'm going to tell you some facts about motivation. Number one is motivation doesn't really exist. I mean, it exists insofar as it's a very short lasting thing. When people say to me, Devin, I just wish I could be as motivated as you, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not that motivated. I'm really not. You know what? I don't hop out of bed every day going, I'm motivated. I don't. I mean, some days I watch, YouTube videos because that helps. On motivation, I listen to motivational speakers. I try to stay super positive. Doesn't always work, but I work my best at it. But I'll tell you, everything I've read around motivation goes like this. Motivation doesn't really work. And that sounds crappy, right? You're like, Devin, you're talking about fitness motivation. You're giving me a downer. I'm going to tell you the trick, though. I can tell you the trick, at least the trick that as it works for me. And I'll tell you, it's not that I'm motivated. I tell people this all the time. It's not that I'm motivated. It's I'm stubborn. Stubborn goes a long way when it comes to fitness. It really, really does. Because if you're stubborn, you will just continue grinding at things when you don't even want to do it. When you're not in the mood, when you are in the mood, you'll just keep doing it. So at 14 years old, I decided I wanted to exercise. I decided I wanted to exercise a lot of the time because of the fact that, I didn't have a lot of friends. I was shy. Thought if I got bigger and stronger, like the bodybuilders I saw or the athletes I saw, that would be good, right? I didn't really have a plan. I didn't really know what I was doing. But I did know that I wanted to be bigger and stronger. And that's basically all I did. I just ground away at it. And the one thing I'm good at, and I'm only really good at one thing, I am stubborn as hell. If I decide to do something, I am sure as hell going to do it. Period. I don't beat around the bush. I don't wait around on stuff. I just will do the damn thing. Don't back off. I just keep going. Stubborn is bad in all kinds of parts of your life. It really is. I mean, I have had to learn how to be less stubborn in my personal life, lots. Right? And less stubborn in all kinds of ways. But when it comes to fitness, stubborn is what does it. It beats motivation every day of the week because you can get motivated. Say you watch a motivational video or you decide, saw some pictures and you're like, yeah, I'm going to get fit. I'm going to get, I'm going to do this thing. You go through that and, motivation only lasts so long. Every article, every scientist, everybody I've ever read about says the same thing. Motivation only lasts a short time. I mean, if they're telling you the truth. If they're telling you because they're like, hey, buy my book and you're going to be motivated, they're going to tell you something different. But in reality, motivation only lasts so long. It doesn't last long term. It's not something that goes on forever. It ends. Motivation ends. And I'm sorry to have to tell you that, but it comes to an end. But here's the good news. Stubborn doesn't. If you're stubborn and you're like, I will not stop doing that, period, I don't care, that's how you win. Fitness, in the end of the day, is about consistency. That's all it is, period, end of discussion. Anybody who tells you different is a liar. Fitness is about consistency, doing the work day in, day out. I have a hoodie that says do the work. Those are the facts. It is do that work day in, day out, every day, grind at it, and that's why I love the term, welcome to the grind, or rise and grind, as as sayings, because if you just grind at that thing, if you get stubborn, if you say I don't care, I'm going to do that no matter what, and you grind at it every day, you get better. There is a theory out there that a lot of people have heard that to become an expert in anything, you need 10,000 hours of doing it, right? So if you want to be an expert accountant, you spend 10,000 hours on it, working at it, and you will be very good at it. You know what? Same thing applies to fitness. I have spent an inordinate amount of time in my life exercising. Hours and hours. I couldn't guess. I'm guessing at least probably 6 hours a day, 6 days a week, 5 to 6 days a week. I'll say 5 days a week for a lot of years, from 14 to 47. That's a ton of years. That's 33 years of exercise. So there's a lot of hours in there, but I'm still not an expert. But that's what, if you want to get better at something, put in time. I'm not saying you need to put in 30-some years to get fit. I didn't get fit, and it didn't take me 33 years to get fit. It took me a lot less time than that. But to maintain it, you do have to keep grinding. That's the one thing that's interesting about fitness. You can't get motivated, do it, and then just stop, and it continues, and it's all good, and you're as fit as you need to be. That'd be wonderful, but it's not a real thing. In reality, you have to keep grinding day in, day out. You always have to put in work if you want to be fit. That's the way it is. It's an interesting thing because it's not like going to school and learning a skill. You may learn the skill, but then the skill, you have to maintain the skill and practice the skill on a regular basis. So, do you want motivation? No, you don't want motivation. Guys, you know what? Motivation lasts a very short time. There's nothing wrong with watching a motivational YouTube video, motivational speakers. They're all good. I am all for that stuff. But I can tell you this right now. If you want to really stick with something, be stubborn. Be unreasonably stubborn when it comes to your fitness, and you will get better. Unreasonably stubborn, always grind, and just consistently put in work, you'll get there. It doesn't take that long. And once you get there, you know what? You can maintain it by being unreasonably stubborn. That's the trick of the day here. Like, just be unreasonably stubborn. Put in hard work. Keep going. Your stubbornness should be your motivation. It should be that, listen, this is what I do. This is how I do it. I am not stopping. Period. End of discussion. That is motivation. That should be your motivation, and that should be what gets you going and keeps you going. How do you stay motivated? How do you keep going? Let me know. Write it up down below. I'd love to hear from you because, hey, listen, I could be completely wrong. Could just be that stubborn is the thing that I do. But who knows? It's possible I'm completely wrong. So comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. Hope everybody's having an amazing day. Stay stubborn. Work hard. Don't fight the awesome.